The first lesson that we're going to have is on how to identify a prepositional phrase. In this one, we're going to deal with how to spot a prepositional phrase in a sentence. The first thing I want you to know is that prepositions are words that place nouns in time, space, and location. So let's see, this pen, it's a noun. If I want to put it somewhere, I'm going to put it in, on, around, under, over, between, beside, beneath. Those words that I'm going to use to put it somewhere are called prepositions. If you look at this graphic, you can see at, near, under, over, along, across. These are all prepositions. A prepositional phrase starts with a preposition and ends with a noun. So if we have this sentence, the cat is in the box. It starts with a preposition and it ends with a noun. Oh, look at our little cat. It's in the box. In October, that's a preposition that's putting this situation in a month. We will carve a pumpkin on the kitchen counter. So on the kitchen counter is your prepositional phrase that starts with a preposition and ends with a noun. One thing to remember about prepositional phrases is that they never contain the subject or the verb of the sentence. So if we look at this sentence, with a pen, so that's your prepositional phrase because it starts with a preposition and it ends with a noun. Audrey drew on her fingers. It starts with a preposition and it ends with a noun. Your subject of this sentence is Audrey, and the verb of this sentence is drew. Your prepositional phrases will never contain the subject or the verb of the sentence. So let's practice with a few of these sentences. The table of contents is found near the front of the book. So we've got the table of contents. Of contents is your prepositional phrase. Is found near the front is another prepositional phrase because these are your prepositions and these are your nouns. And the last preposition in this sentence is of the book. So starts with a preposition, ends with a noun. So now you can use the prepositional phrases and strike them out, and then you can find your subject and the verb of your sentence. So the subject is table, and your verb is. Once you get the prepositional phrases out of the sentence, you reduce the clutter in the sentence, and it's easier to identify the subject and the verb. Let's try another one. The geographical center of the United States is in Kansas. So now we've got of the United States is one of your prepositional phrases because it starts with that preposition and it ends with a noun. And your other prepositional phrase is in Kansas. It starts with a preposition and ends with a noun. So now we can find our subject and verb, and we've got center is our subject and is our verb. Once again, you can see that eliminating the prepositional phrases helps you to declutter the sentence so that you can identify the subject and the verb. Let's try another one. The first automobile show was held in New York City in 1900. So we've got in New York City in 1900. Those are your prepositional phrases. You strike them out, and you can find show is your subject, was held is your verb. So prepositional phrases, they add extra information to your sentence that put the nouns in time, space, and location. If you can cross out those extra prepositional phrases, it's easier to spot the subject and the verb of the sentence. And when you can spot the subject and the verb of the sentence, it ensures that you're not making sentence fragments. So like our little chipmunk here, it's important to cross out the prepositional phrases so that you can find the subject and the verb.